I've logged into my system. Logged in. Typed in my username. Looking at I can remember this feeling so vividly. I looked into my coursework grade. The mark was there. It said 0.
In and out the coupe, I can't be lane switching. Yeah, all your sides don't add up to my main bitch. Nah, I do some shit that drive her crazy, but at the end of the day, she's still my baby.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Adiola Patron, a patron like yes. How are you guys feeling my new intro? Like, you know what, I've decided I'm gonna change my intro like every few months. Shout out to the lovely girl who designed my new intro for me. Check her out in the description box. My intro song, If You're an Independent Woman, Get In It. It's gonna be available on all platforms on the 18th of October. It's called Home Base Baby LV times AP. Follow me on social media because I probably will put the direct link and stuff and all of that to download it. And the emoji of the month on my Instagram is this. You know, I was gonna give like prizes out like this month, but I thought about it and I thought carefully and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do it in December so it could be like Christmas presents from me to my loyal supporters that have been supporting me and support me on my Instagram as well. I thought it would be cute to do it that way, and that way I can actually pile up my gifts so I can actually have quite a few. Basically, watch the vlog that I'm gonna card up here, which is I Met the It Clown. It really explains what I'm talking about. But anyway, I feel like I'm rattling on for long in this intro. Guys, it was my birthday yesterday. Thank you so much for the birthday love. All of that, much appreciated. And my friends threw up like a whole surprise gathering for me, and I just didn't even know that I was loved like that. My first story time on this channel. I haven't done a story time on this channel. I kind of am over story times, but you know, like when I do remember a story and I feel like it's worth a video and like I feel like you guys will learn something from it, I will do a story time on it. I just don't want to do pointless story times, like, do you know what I mean? But while I'm telling the story, I'm gonna be curling my hair. I do have some new hair. Normally I have inches, but this hair was provided to me by Modern Show Hair. So this is actually a lace wig, 150% density, and it's a 360. So what a 360 means is it has clips at the back, and it just means you could have your hair up if you wanted to. But with 360s I don't normally tend to do it that way because my hair's natural, like, and my, you know, when your hair like on your neck is just like goes out quite far down and it's quite kinky, it just always looks a bit weird on me, so I never tend to have the whole 360 look. I'm gonna curl this hair. It's actually naturally Brazilian body wave, so this is it in its natural state, but like I like to curl it to just make it like a bit shorter and just, you know, give it a little bit of like mature vibes, you know. I use the Tresemme curlers, nothing really special about it. It's gonna be a story time about when I failed one of my really big courseworks in uni. And guys, honestly, it was, I can talk about it now, but at the time I was actually very, very depressed about it. Like, no joke, nobody even knew because yeah, but let's just get into the story. I studied law in uni. The way my course worked is that you pick modules. So there was like a whole range of modules. So there was like company law, evidence law, employment law, family law. Like there's loads of different modules that you can pick that will obviously go towards your final grade. So this happened to me in third year, and obviously the way third year works, third year is like really important, and obviously the grades that you get in second year, I think is like 25%. It counts towards 25% of your final year. So in third year I picked evidence law, company law and employment. I picked evidence law. One reason I picked evidence law is because I was really into like I love all that evidence. I was really into like the court aspect of law and like the whole evidence thing. Like it really, you know, I really did find it interesting. I had all my friends like a year above me that was already in that uni and they all done law, and I said to them like, oh, you know, like they was like, oh, what are you picking for your final year? And I told them I'm gonna pick evidence law, blah blah blah, and they was like, they told me which one to pick. Like they told me to do employment and company. They was like, it's really good, it's really interesting, and it's really easy to get a first in those 2 modules. And I was like, yeah, like I really did. I liked the sound of employment and company law already, so I was like, yeah, I really wanted to do them ones anyway. But something, and I was like to them, I want to do evidence. And I remember Shola as well at the time was like, no, Adiola, don't do evidence. 1, like it's really hard apparently, and 2, like the lecturers are really, they're not really good for that course. And I was like, oh, like in my head I just thought, like I was taking in what they said, but I thought the other 2 like I really like, and this one I really want, like evidence, I really wanted to do it, so I picked it. Biggest mistake of my life. The way the coursework works is you basically, I think it was like there was 150% coursework, and then you get like one's 20% and one's 20% and one's 10%. It was time for the 50%, and I can't remember what the question was, but whatever the question was, it was something like explain blah 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 blah. Come on, it was a 50% coursework, so you know they're really gonna look at that. I've got this question out, and I can't even lie to you, the question blew me away. Like I did not have a clue where to go with this. And honestly, like I lived with one of my friends as well who picked the same course as me, evidence. We lived in the same house and everything, and we looked at that question. Like I think you get like, I can't remember how long they used to give you, I think it was like 4 weeks or something. We would look at that question and look at each other and be like, what the hell, like what is going on? My friend that lived in the house, I'm gonna call her Stephanie. Stephanie was really good at talking to people and networking with people and asking them for help. I really struggled with that. Like I could only really ask you for help if I knew you directly. Like I didn't know how to network with people in my class that I kind of knew, or like I just didn't really like asking for help from people that I didn't know. Like I just found it really uncomfortable, which I guess didn't really help me. She was like, oh, she's gonna go ask some people. She went to go ask some people, she got nothing. Like it was so hard, and I was like, okay, cool. So then like we're just out here trying to do this course where we finally get some things together. Like we answer, like we've got the word count basically. Yeah, we didn't proofread each other's coursework, so you know we've submitted the coursework in, you know that weight is lifted off your shoulder. You feel like you can manage life again, like you feel like, okay, I can get back into this like happy life kind of, because honestly guys, uni can be very depressing, especially when you have coursework daunting on you that you don't even know where to go, where to start, who to ask. So but somehow you've managed to submit this coursework. So I've managed to submit this coursework now, and I think that my life is ready to start, you know, because it was like the last, you know, it's one of the last pieces of coursework before you actually finish uni. So the results come in now, and how the results work is you have to basically log into the system and you just see your score. Obviously you don't see everyone's, you just see yours. Right, I've logged in now. Like I was really scared. Like I remember that feeling every time, like you just feel so nervous because it's 50%, guys. 50% is like, it can affect everything. I've logged into my system. Logged in. Typed in my username. Looking at I can remember this feeling so vividly. I looked into my coursework grade. The mark was there. It said 0. Oh my god, guys. It said, do you know what 0 is? It looks like this. Like this. Like I was thinking, in my head I was thinking, was they meant to put 100, or like what's going on here? Like what's really going on here? Like what do you mean 0? Okay, right, I thought maybe there's an error here somewhere. I've clicked on that. You can see, like, you can open your coursework and like you can see like their notes, like feedback. I'm like, cool, like maybe there's an error or something. It said something like plagiarism. I was like, what? Plagiarism. Oh my god, I've been done. Like you know, like they always say, oh, don't copy, blah blah blah, don't do this, don't do that. Like you can get done for plagiarism, but you never really hear of people actually getting done for plagiarism. So like you feel like, does it even really happen, kind of thing. And I was like, this is actually real life. Like I was like, nah, this is actually my real life 50, like out of all the courseworks to get done on plagiarism, not 10%, not 20%, not the 20%, but the 50%, the 50, half half of 100 is 50, half. The first person I told, I think, was my housemate, and I think I called her, and I was like, oh my God, Stephanie, can you, I was like, I can't, Stephanie, what am I gonna do? I've literally just got 0 on this coursework, like 0. And she was like, oh my God, she was like, oh my God, is it out? Is it out? And I was like, yeah, it's out. Like, and she was like, oh my God, I'm gonna check mine, I'm gonna check mine. She's gone to check hers now. She called me back and she was like, Adiola, same. And I went, huh? She said she got 0 as well. And obviously, like, I didn't want my friend to be getting 0, because, you know, you want your friends to do well. But at the same time, in my head, I kind of thought, oh, well, at least it's not just me, because how does that even happen? Like, we've both never got done for plagiarism before. We're in our final year. So out of all the years to get done for plagiarism, it's this final year and it's this coursework together, and we didn't even proofread each other's or anything. I was like, cool. I was thinking maybe there is something like going on here, like maybe it is an error. And we got an email to say, have a meeting on this date at this time in this room, basically. So to discuss the coursework, like to basically had to say, like, do you accept that you've been done for plagiarism? Or like, I felt like I was in court. Like, I felt like I was like, I'd just been arrested and I was going to court to plead guilty or not guilty. Like, it was a lot. They give you like a week or 2 or something like that before the actual meeting. I think you could even like go in the meeting with someone as well. Like, it felt like some proper big, like, it was actually, obviously it's a big deal. Like, this is your life. Like, obviously no one wants to go to uni to fail. Me and Stephanie was talking about it, like, what are we gonna do? Like, are we gonna say that we plagiarized? Like, obviously, like, nobody intentionally, even if I had plagiarized, I guess I had plagiarized, nobody intended to like purposely do that. I'm not gonna lie, like, we did reference it. Like, I looked at hers and like, well, we thought we referenced it correctly. We had this whole, like, we had planned this whole thing we was gonna say. We was gonna like cry as well, properly show emotion and like act like we were sorry. The meetings come now. Mine was before Stephanie. I've gone into the room, I didn't wear no makeup. I wanted them to see the real me. I wanted them to see that I'm depressed because of this. I can't sleep because of, like, I couldn't do anything. I was scared, so scared, and I was going through it. Like, I would have been going through it by myself if it wasn't for Stephanie. I can't lie, because boy, what was I gonna do? Yeah, there's 2 people in there. They've got my coursework on the table and I'm sitting in the middle. Small table, like really small room. I'm sitting there and they're like, oh, hi Adiola, like, you know why you're here today. I was like, where did I play, like, how did I plagiarize? Like, I'm just so confused. Like, this has never happened to me before in any of my courseworks throughout my whole year of being in here, like 3 years. This has never happened to me, blah blah blah. So they got the article out that I'd used, that I referenced anyway. Basically what they did is they made me read this line from my like coursework. It was like 2 or 3 sentences or 4 sentences, maybe even 6 sentences, I can't even lie or remember. And then they made me read the article. Read the article, it was literally basically kind of like word for word. And then they went back to my coursework and they was like, where's the reference? Like, where did you reference it? And I was trying to find the reference. Like, I thought I'd referenced it, and I was like, oh, like, that was literally my face. I was like, oh, there isn't one. Like, and like, you know, like in that moment, like, I just knew, like, you know when you just know, like, they don't care that I'm getting done for this stuff. That's it. There was bits that were referenced, and then there was like other bits that wasn't referenced, but it had been worded differently, kind of thing. But yeah, that's basically what they was getting me to do. Like, they'll make me read my coursework, go back to the article, and then be like, where's the reference? Felt really like I couldn't say anything. I felt really small, and like they was just making me feel like a dickhead, basically. They was just basically like, so do you agree that you've plagiarized, basically? And I was just like, yeah, like, even things that I had planned to say to them, so to get them to understand, I just felt like I couldn't even say it, because like, it was just so like, yeah, read that, now read this reference. Can you see how you've plagiarized, basically? And I was like, yeah, I can see, like, but obviously, I was like, I can see, but obviously it just wasn't really my intention, kind of thing. And then they was like, yeah, so unfortunately we are going to have to plagiarize this coursework. What this means now is that basically I'm gonna get capped at 40%. I had to redo the coursework, but regardless of whatever I get, I'm gonna get capped at 40. So I could redo the coursework and it could be like 70% or 65%, but I will get capped at 40%. Guys, I remember walking out of there and I just felt like, oh my god, like I just felt like double stress, double anxiety, like. And at the time, I don't even, like, nobody even knew what I was going. I don't even think I didn't tell any of my friends. But I really only had Stephanie, so I came out and like she was there because obviously she was waiting to go in, and like I was just like, yeah, they just basically told me I'm like, it's plagiarized kind of thing. And she was like, really? She was like, did you not say, like, basically trying to ask me like, did I say like the things we'd planned to say? And I was like, I didn't even really get a chance. Like, it was just like, do you know what I mean? They were just so, yeah, it was just black, white, period kind of thing. And Stephanie's a talker. She's really good at getting out of things. She's really good at making, like, getting her way really, whereas I don't like to make myself, like, I'm not really like I'll just be like, okay, like, kind of thing. Like, I don't like to make myself feel, especially if you're giving me that energy where it's like, the energy they was giving me was like, don't cry, don't beg, because you're gonna get this is what you're gonna get regardless. There wasn't very like understanding, so I wasn't really gonna like try beg. So I've gone back home. As soon as I got back home, I just went into bed and I was crying. Like, I was just really crying. I was crying. I was just so sad. Like, that feeling was mad. I was really, 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 really sad. Like, I just thought, what am I gonna do? Like, what do I do now? An hour later or something, Stephanie came in. She came into the house and she knocked on my door and she had like sunglasses on, and like I was looking at her, she didn't even say anything, and then she took off her sunglasses and I could tell that she'd been crying. I mean, like, and obviously she could tell that I'd been crying. We both just looked at each other, and it was like, it's so weird because obviously we knew how sad like, obviously I knew I was really sad, so obviously I could imagine that she was very sad. But in that moment we just looked at each other and we just started laughing. Like, you know, when it was just like, there's nothing else, like, you know, at that point there's literally nothing else you can do and you're just laughing out of like you're crazy. So we're banging out the coursework and I was very depressing, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, because as well as doing this coursework, you've got other coursework you've got to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, they don't care, the other modules don't care that you are done for plagiarism and you've got to redo this whole 50%. And then you also have exams, you like other modules that do exams that you got to like revise for. So, and like, you're just sad, you're just depressed. Like, so we're banging out this coursework together. We got our coursework back and I'm just so scared, and I'm like, let's just look, and I see 40 and I'm like, thank God. Obviously I was like, thank God, but it was just like, now my 50% coursework in this one module is, I think it's like that's like a third. Actual module evidence in total was mad. Like, it was really hard. You know when you go to a lecturer, and I'm not really this type to try and go to lecturers because I don't know why, I just feel really uncomfortable asking for help. I feel really uncomfortable like going to lecturers, especially when they're not very inviting. I don't know how to, I'm not really a pesterer. Like, I can't pester people. Like, I just hate, it just gives me this feeling inside that I just literally feel like kind of thing. So like, I did try to go to the lecturer. Like, I think I went to them once, and like, it was very like, it just makes you feel like an idiot, kind of like, all you got to do, if you read the question, like, it was a guy and he really used to speak like a geezer, all you got to do is, if you read the question, yeah, and you do this, there's no reason for you not to understand it. I would even feel intimidated to go to his lectures because he was just so like scary. When I go to lectures, I like to like sit in the room, take things in, take my notes down. Like, I don't like to be like, oh sir, pick me, or like I don't like doing all these like, oh, involvement thing. Like, I just like to, you know, do my work, take my notes down, and just like be left alone. I don't want to feel like I'm, or like he would be the type to like randomly ask you to do this or explain that, and it's like, oh, you're just trying to make me look like a dickhead. But I just didn't pick that module. I honestly feel like my whole grade would have been different. But my overall grade, I graduated with a 2-1, but my overall grade, I think it was something like 68 or something along those lines. Like, it was literally very close to a first. And when you just think about stuff like that, and then you know that you got capped at 40% for 50% coursework, and it's like, if I just didn't even pick that whole module and I picked something else and I got a better grade in just that one module, I would have I could have graduated with a first class. Obviously, I'm very grateful for the 2-1 because I could have got, like, there's obviously lower grades than a 2-1, so I'm thankful for the 2-1, but it's like, whoa. The moral of this story time, I was actually meant to do this story time, like, I was meant to put this out in September, you know, like the start of your uni, but do you know what I mean, it's still something to consider when, you know, you're picking your second year modules or you're picking your third year modules. Like, I feel like lecturers are really important. If your lecturer is shit, or they make you feel like shit, or you just feel intimidated to go to their lectures and stuff like that, or whatever, and you're the kind of person that, like, you're a kind of person like me that you just, do you know what I mean, don't be like asking for help, boy, consider, like, just think about that when you're picking modules. And if loads of people, like, if you have friends and stuff that are a year above you, and people a year above you are telling you like a certain module is very hard, like, and they're very smart people as well, and they're telling you it's very hard, take that into consideration. And let me just brush this hair out with my hands. Yes, I just do it with my hands like this, just to give it like a more body wave effect. It's a side parting. I got 20 inches because I just didn't want it too long, you know, like those, you know, mid-length mature vibes, you know. So yeah, this is the hair. I actually have a discount code as well if you want to shop the wig, or if you just want to shop the website. Yeah, that's like one of my biggest regrets in uni, that module. Like, that module is my biggest regret in uni. Like, I wish I never ever picked that module. So I'm gonna leave all the details of this wig in the description box, my hairstylist in the description box, and any other information in the description box. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Also, if anything like I've just said has happened to you, comment below, let me know. Yeah, let me know, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.